How are you, mate? Are you there?
I'm all here, Gary. Episode 11. How are you?
Fantastic, mate. It's been a great week. Great to see you again, as usual. Here in the Barbers Arms, we've got another great lineup and some more great characters on the show again tonight.
Well, we have, but first of all, you had a big birthday yesterday, didn't you? So happy birthday to Gary. Everybody's going to be coming in tonight because I've announced it on Instagram that the buffet's at 9 o'clock.
Right, okay.
So I've already pinched a few bits of buffet stuff here ready to go for partying tonight. Have you got your party food ready?
Yeah, I've got all mine are all here and everything.
Perfect.
Sausage rolls, we got, a bit of fish going on. So yeah, we got big 51. Can you believe it? We're getting old. We're officially middle-aged now,
Well, you speak for yourself, and can I believe it? Yes, I can believe it, actually. You not have any mirrors in your house. You're definitely 51. You're definitely touching that 51 area. Look, we've got a great night again at Barbers Arms. Thank you to nearly another 70,000 views from last week's show, which is amazing. And we're not far away from that million views now in lockdown, which is unbelievable to see how this started out and how we just started to have a bit of a light candor between each other and some guests, how it's turned into a regular for everybody in the industry on a Friday evening. So me personally, it's thanks to everybody out there that's viewing us every week. It's fantastic, isn't it?
I thought last week's show was fantastic. All shows are great. I enjoy every single one. And of course, I get to have a couple of hours with you and our followers as well. But what two great guests, legends of the industry last week. They were really good. Do you know what? If everybody had the attitude of them two guys, we wouldn't go far wrong, would we? Because they're genuinely nice fellas as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I think everybody thinks once we finish this as well, we that's it for us. But obviously, we always have a little debrief afterwards. And I know I bowed out early. You and Rachel and Jackie and Ross carried on partying till the small hours on Zoom, obviously, which is good. I know Trevor's recorded it all though, so I've watched it back, and it is a video nasty, to be fair.
Hey, do you know what? I don't know who was more impressed with the guest last week, us or Rachel. I keep catching her in the bathroom and the lounge. She says, "I'm just checking on views," and she just keeps rolling it back to Errol. She just keeps watching Errol over and over and over. It's getting quite a problem, really.
I spoke to Errol afterwards, after we'd spoke to you guys. I spoke to Errol afterwards for about half an hour as well. So we carried on the chat. But he loved being on, and I know you spoke to Van, and I know Van enjoyed being on as well. So two great guests, but they really enjoyed being on the Barbers Arms as well, which is fantastic from our point of view, isn't it?
Yeah, Errol, we had to throw him off in the end, didn't he? He just wanted to stay on. He's like,
well,
where are we
Gary,
going?
You're a bit guilty yourself for wanting to stay. I kept looking at my screen and people saying, right, okay, wrap it up. And you were like, nah, shut up. Come on, Errol, let's carry on. Let's carry on. Zoom's going. It's time over. Let's have it over.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got what we got for drink tonight. What's your poison this fine evening?
I've got some Peroni. I fancied a Peroni tonight, and we've got some nice 19 Crimes red wine tonight. I know this is a big popular one with everybody. And I know this is you can click into these guys. Not that we're sponsoring by them, but we should be. And you can find out the crimes that people have done on the wine. It tells you a little bit about who's committed the crime. We've got a few people who's committed crimes coming on tonight as well. Guys, while you're watching us as well, always have a look for future events and future things on Barbers Arms, all the latest stuff and the things that's coming up on Barbers Arms on our website, which is thebarbersarms.co.uk. You can also follow Gary at The British Barber on Insta, and me, Simon Shaw, Wahl, on our Instagram accounts. So those are the ones that you can click in and carry on watching things after the show's finished. And we know lots of views are coming afterwards as well. So what are you drinking tonight, guys? We've been your birthday weekend.
Well, I'm Old Faithful. To be honest, I had a bit of we both had a heavy week last week. I think we drunk more than we should have done last week. So I've had to go out and buy some more Fireball. So I love this stuff. I've had to go out because I had a birthday drink last night on Zoom after I spoke to you because I had a little surprise yesterday. We had a cup of tea in the garden. You came up and you surprised me, didn't you? Absolute legend.
I know. Look, it's a bit embarrassing at exhibitions where you come around sniffing me and asking me what I'm wearing aftershave wise. So I thought, well, we're gonna make sure that you smell as good as me all the time. So I wanted to come and see you. But yeah, it was nice to see you, mate, and it was definitely worth the trip over. I know we had a cup of tea from distance and stuff, but I had cups of tea. It was your birthday. So
yeah.
You showed me how to smash Newcastle Browns for fun.
So
yes,
this is the last one of the ones you bought me. So this is in honour to you. I've got a few more in the fridge now, so we won't run out tonight. We've also got our usual our present, our very special tequila, but we're going to use that in our special drink tonight. At half time, we're having another cocktail, so I'll leave that till then. So yeah, we're just going to. I'm going to try. I'll give you some moonshine as well, didn't I? So we're going to have to drink that together
moonshine tonight. So yeah, from my bar tonight, making its debut, is apple spice moonshine. Now, when we had a production meeting with Trevor and Jackie, I think you joined in a bit later, but they did say to me, "Why don't you cheat tonight and water the bastard down?" I'm like, "No, I'm hardcore now. I keep getting told off." My mum will tell me sometimes, I've watched Barbers' on Saturday morning, it was really lovely. Were you drunk? Oh, no, I'm working, Mum. What's wrong with her? But I know she'll be watching tomorrow, so I am Mum. My biggest fan. And talking of fans as well, Gary, I have to mention, all the guys that we have thousands of views every week, but there's some in particular, Ross Carter, Alison Brown, Michelle Caprio, Ben Bembo, Steve Aban, Paul Simmons, Nick Asso, Ray Simmons, Alison Bailey, Bobby Thompson, Jake Machin. We have Matt Corley. We have Jamal. We have Gary Jackson and Mary Jackson, Brian, the old lady Guam from Canada, Eric Lander, Sam Campagna, Carl Blake, Ellie McCann, just to name a few that are hitting these top fans. And do you know, I thought Trevor had done that last week, but it's actually Zoom and Facebook that if you have so many views, you become what's called a top fan. And I know that Trevor's going to reward everybody that's been a top fan on Barbers' Arms. He's going to send them all a really nice bottle of champagne when it comes up to Christmas time. So keep viewing, get your top fan spot, send your top fan spot into the BBA for Trevor's. Trevor's in Australia now going, do you know what town it is, man? Give up giving out.
I'm just going to put you a couple more on that list as well because they'll kill me because we were on a Zoom meeting last night. I've got Richie, Matt, Ash, Jake, Lucas. I know you've said a few of them. There are some of the team that I had a Zoom birthday drink with last night. So I should have been rough this morning. I was at work at 8 o'clock this morning, finishing off my new floor. So I should have been rough, and that's a bit of a worry. Jackie said to me, it's a bit naughty when you're getting up with no hangover, like. And I said, well, I had plenty of sleep in between, you see, so I was all right. But
mentioning them two, our two super fans, Jackie and Ross, and your Rachel as well, who watches week in, week out, and help us with everything that we're doing. So it's really good.
Anybody we missed, by the way, I mean, we get these lists, sent to us while we're on air, and sometimes we do miss people. So we're so sorry if we don't. I know we've got all the foreign contingent as well. All the guys watching us around the world. So please don't be offended if as soon as we get your name and we put it on our main list again, we'll pick you up again, folks. Anyway. But anyway,
you can all join us as well, guys, though, on the BBA, BritishBarbers.com, so you can all join as a member on the BBA, and you can find out loads of stuff about what's happening on Barbers' Arms, what's happening at Wahl, and everything that's good within this industry as we're getting very close to everybody opening back up. We're only a couple of weeks away now from you wonderful people opening up your barbershops and your hairdressing salons. I know there's a lot of excitement there. Colin Norton's just joined us, Liam Kelly. I know Man U's playing tonight as well, aren't they? So hopefully we can outview them tonight. We will do. Can you believe that? We're going to outview Man United because it's behind closed doors. Hey, just before we move on, and I ain't got my TV on, but Man City played Arsenal last night.
Yeah.
Or was it night before? Was it Wednesday?
Yeah.
How many of them had fresh haircuts? Did you see that?
I know, it was all over social media, wasn't it? I mean, naughty. I mean, a bit of hypocrisy there. They should be setting an example. We're all suffering together. Somebody somewhere's cutting hair, aren't they? And you should be ashamed of yourselves. That's all I can say. We're all suffering in the same boat.
I read it, Gaz, and it said, the barber had had COVID testing. The barber would have had this antibody testing. And so I presume the barber, I do know who you are, the barber that did the Man City players' hairs, and you know that I know who you are, is that, did you do it free of charge? That's just a simple question. Just DM me personally and prove that you did it free of charge. And you did it for the love of your clients and stuff like that. You did all the travelling from where you are up to Man City to do these haircuts free of charge. And if you did that, and you've had all tested, it's all been cleared and you've had some kind of government stamp on you, I'm more than happy for that. But I don't think you have. So you are breaking the rules. And this industry, we've gone this 11, 12 weeks, 13 weeks now, we're going into week 14. Most people have done the time properly. You fucking haven't. You're cheating. Stop cheating. You cheating bastard.
Yeah, there's a few out there as well, and it's not right. I wholeheartedly say agree with you there, mate, as well.
Gary, can you hear them all cheering at home now?
I am just going to bring up a few little bits of information that have come out today. I noticed Northern Ireland have had a date, and Wales, they've had a date. They've had the 13th of July to be confirmed for definite on the 9th. So they've got 3 weeks to prepare. If we are being given our 4th of July date, I mean, it's 2 weeks tomorrow, isn't it, that we open? I mean, come on, government.gov. You've got to let us know. You've got to give us some guidance, or at least give us a definite date. Get your finger out. It's driving people crackers. They just don't know what to do for the best at the moment. I did notice as well on the Wales, and fair play to the ministers in Wales. They seem to always take it, Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland, they always seem to pick up sometimes in front of the English government. But, a few things have been legislated through quicker than England. But I've just noticed here, I've just made me notes, it's going to be appointments only. They specified appointments only for the whole industry. So that's we haven't had anything like that yet. We're still holding on to, as long as we manage our queues right. I know people have said appointments only, but we don't know for definite. So come on, government, give us some steer on this. Stop taking the piss.
Yeah.
We've got to get back.
I said to you yesterday when we were having a cuppa, I'd been watching things all week, as we do when we come up to here, and I'd seen something that Dom Lahana put on the website about how do you rate your comeback at the minute? Are you ready? 1 being not ready, 10 being super ready. I think it's Chris Moody who used to work with you guys years ago.
Still does.
Chris had just said, how do we gauge on how we're ready? Because there's no out there at the minute. So, look, as we've said all along, we ain't going to talk about PPEs being done. We did this on week half. Do what you've got to do. Do what you think's going to be right. And then when you open up at 4th, there might be snippets coming in, like they've done in Wales, that's going to do it. But you need to be really, really, really ready to be back. Don't wait for the government. You've got to make sure you've got your bits and pieces ready to do that. And it's so important that you're ready. You'll be so excited. As we said last week, we heard from Damo say he's going to be opening up on midnight on the as the clock turns to the 4th of July. He's going to be opening up on midnight. And hopefully, from a PR. I spoke to your brother yesterday, Adrian, and we were just talking about that. He's like, everybody's excited, super excited to be back, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw it on social media. Van der Heer, he runs the Barber Society in Amsterdam, in Holland. The show.
Yes, Mark. Yeah.
Mark Van der Heer, yeah. He's got a barber shop right by the side of the canal. And he put a little video on of him back to work. He's been back, I think, about 5-6 weeks now, something like that. Put a really nice little video on showing him how the shop's working. They just got aprons on, they wear cutting gowns anyway. Had masks on. Customers weren't wearing masks, you know, and it looked very normal. It looked good. You know, they were limiting the amount of people into the shop. And he said in an interview after, 2 weeks, it was like Christmas rush. 3rd week, it was nice and steady. 4th week, back to normal, if not a little bit slackier than usual, you know. So it's not going to last forever. We are going to have some normality come back to it. So, you know, round of applause to him for that, for giving us that information, though. It was good.
We have the doorbell ringing in the Barbers' Arms here on Friday, the 19th of June, at episode 11. It's getting better every week. This has got a real international theme to it tonight. I'd like to welcome into Barbers' Arms one of the top presenters in the United States. He's a great guy. I've known him for probably about 8 or 9 years now, working on the Wahl US team. Residing out of New York, we have the very one and only J.C. Ramos. Juan Ramos. Jay, how you doing, bro?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
Oh, very well. How are you?
Good, good. Can you see me?
Well, we can see you as soon as you move your hand away. Yeah, we can see you. Hey, look at you.
All right. There we go.
Hey, Juan, how are you, mate?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm very good. Are you riding a horse? Have you had that juice that Simon usually has?
What was that?
I said, are you on the juice that Simon usually has? You're jumping up and down as if you're on a horse.
Oh, okay. No, because of the thing, I was just trying to adjust the stabilizer.
I know I always say it anyway. You all good?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Jay, it's great to have you on in the UK. We're getting massive views on this show, so this is going out. Hopefully, we'll get over 100,000 views watching you guys tonight. So we need to know a little bit about you. We're going to take you through some interview questions, and then we'll build a little profile at the end to find a little bit more about Juan Ramos himself. Now, obviously,
Sounds
I know
good.
you from when we meet together in America. First of all, to tell everybody back in the UK, what's life like in New York at the minute? What's barbering like in New York at the moment? Just tell us how it is.
So at the moment, we're finally able to work again. We're finally able to open up, but with a lot of restrictions. So it's still not the same. We have to wear face masks. We have to ask customers to wear face masks. We can't let customers inside the barbershop. When they arrive, they have to wait in the car, and then we have to call them in. So it's very different. You know, we're using 1K per customer, disinfecting all the time. So barbering right now in New York, it's definitely not the same like it used to be.
Okay. And do you find that, are you doing less customers or are you doing more hours to fit the customers in?
We're doing more hours to fit the customers in, because what we also had to do was we added time, because we normally do 30-minute slots for haircuts. Now we're doing 45-minute slots. So the additional time is to be able to disinfect, break down the station, prep everything accordingly.
Gary, what I find amazing here is that we probably locked down before the US. Obviously, it's the biggest country, more people, but their death rates were higher than ours. But then they've reopened quicker than us, and it's just, you can understand the frustration in the UK that we've been held back a lot longer than a lot more other countries that have been affected with this pandemic as much as what they have.
Yeah, I mean, it changed. If this is right, Juan, from state to state, it's different. So some states aren't back. Some states went back quicker than others. I think Virginia went back quite quickly, didn't they? Atlanta, around that area. How long were you actually closed down for altogether?
We were closed down since March 22nd. That's when we officially closed.
So
that day.
So that was exactly the same time as us. We officially closed on the 23rd, but we finished on the 21st on the Saturday. That's right. So when did you go back?
June 10th.
All right.
So just last week.
So you've not been back long then. You've only been back 9 days then. Yeah.
We haven't been back that long. I see Simon got out that Patron bottle.
Hey, listen, it's shop time, baby. It's 20 past 8, quarter past 8 here in the UK. We've normally got shot glasses, but it's Gary's birthday, so we're going to celebrate this with the happy birthday shot glass. That's a big motherfucker shot glass. What are you drinking, Juan?
Right now I have nothing. I'm in my car. right now. That way, That way it's nice and cool and quiet.
You stay safe, man. We'll have one for you anyway, because I was going to go with the fireball, but just because we've got and you are Mexican heritage, Juan, are you? Yeah.
No, so the funny thing is that I'm from Ecuador.
Oh, you're from Ecuador. See, he sold me a lie. He sold me a lie. He said I got all the Spanish sayings and swear words and everything ready, and he told me you were Mexican. So I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry about that.
Listen, don't want the viewers to think that I'm a funny, but I've poured it into a white happy birthday cup for Gary. This is a big shot of Patron, and I've got to say, this is going to be good night, Irene.
Cheers,
right? Good
cheers. Wow. So we're going to go through some questions with you, Jay, just to let the viewers know a little bit about you. And obviously, I've worked with you and seen. You know, one thing I'm going to say, Jay, is that knowing you for probably maybe 6, 7, 8 years now, working with you, and obviously we see each other maybe once or twice a year. And I'm going to be really honest, because this is what Barbers Arms. We're in a bar, we're having a beer, we're talking to his mates, okay? You know what I'm about. You've seen how I present. You've seen what we do in the UK. You've seen when I come across to the US and talk to you guys when we do the training and stuff. I want to know in your views, and for people that are out there who sometimes see a change in management. I've seen you gone from the old management of Wahl artistic team to being there, always there, doing stuff, and then a change of leadership at the top in the artistic team has elevated you further forward. It's a bit like a soccer team in England. A player's there, he's in the squad, but he don't get as much play time. All of a sudden, you've become right at the forefront of what we're doing in the US. And I've got to say, bro, you, Miguel, Kevin, Nives, it's amazing to watch you guys flourish now. How does it feel for you?
There aren't words for me to be able to explain, Simon, and how it feels. Because honestly, I just feel like I was getting older. And again, I don't want to offend anyone, but I just feel like I was getting older and not being able to use the full capability that I'm here to offer for the Wahl team. You know what I mean? And it's just a great feeling that we're able to finally be put on the front lines with me and the other great colleagues that I work with. I mean, all of us have pure raw talent. None of us, and again, I'm going to say this without offending anyone. None of us Photoshop our work. What you see in the pictures, what you see in the videos is what you see in real life if you ever see us on stage, in a class, or just come up to one of our shops. So, and because of that, I know that all the guys, they have real raw talent. And it just feels great knowing that finally being able to be used and to be put out there, you know?
Fantastic. I think that's a good point as well, Juan, that you can actually say to guys out there, it's never too late to be found or to be discovered or to have your work put out there. There's never too late. It's never too late to say never, is it? That's a really good thing for young and old out there.
Yeah, that's quick. Why I asked him, Gary.
Sorry?
That's why I asked him, because I've seen this guy develop into. He's almost like a sleeping giant. I mean, he's a big guy anyway. He's a massive giant. He's the only one when he says to me, "It's time to eat." That's when I go fucking eat, because he's a big intimidating guy. Is our Jay, but he's such a beautiful individual in terms of his personality. And we for one, if things were a little bit different, we're looking at people like we've had Kevin over, we've had Miguel over, we had Julius over at the time, and Jay's definitely on the list to fetch him up for Salon International with Corey and maybe Andy. But Jay is the one that we really want to push forward globally as part of my little global elite team. Jay's definitely one of those people that is definitely at the forefront of what we're doing. Jay, some questions now. We need to get out of it. We get really under your skin here a little bit. We want to find out a little bit about you.
Okay.
If we ask you a question, what is your superpower? And within your superpower, what is your spirit animal?
So my superpower would be I have super patience. I have always considered myself being a patient person. And so because of that, I think the whole education has really been part of my forte because of the patience. And Simon, you being in the industry, you could probably agree that part of being an educator and being a great educator, you also need to have patience. But I like to apply that specific thing, that superpower of mine to everything that I do. And I think that it's helped me my whole life, because without that patience, I wouldn't be able to develop the detailness of what I do in my profession, or be able to have that patience to be the father who I am, or the husband, or the brother, or the son, or the friend who I am. And to answer your question about the spirit animal, I've never thought of that. I wouldn't even know how to reply. I have no idea what spirit animal I would be.
Well, we'll come back to it. Have a think while we're talking to you. What's yours, Gaz? What's your spirit animal, Gary?
Spirit animal? I'm not quite sure. I suppose I'd have to think about that. You've never asked that question before. I've never even thought of that at all.
I'm just getting better. I'm a bit like Piers Morgan. I'm coming out with all these stuff all the time. Somebody asked me a bit ago, and I said, I don't know if it's an animal, but I'm going to go for fucking King Kong.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
Simon, you see me stripped off anyway, so I'd probably resemble more of a silverback myself. So you know what I mean. It's we might be very similar there anyway.
Jay, do you wish you were in the UK now with us?
Oh yeah, of course, brother. We'd have a great time.
Yeah. So my next question on that list, I think you've kind of answered it there, because your superpower is your patience. But I was just going to say, when I've been to New York, and even if I travel through New York or through JFK or any of the other airports, I find it very stressful sometimes in New York. How do you handle stress, Jay? I
handle stress through a couple different outlets. One of the outlets is probably no good, which is eating. That's why I'm a big guy. But you know, that's one of them. The other
stress. I've been stressed for the last 10 years.
The other outlet, again, is probably not a good one, but drinking. I like to have my drinks once in a while. I like to drink a lot of whiskey on the rocks, make a lot of drinks at home. But on the positive note, for the positive audience out there, a lot of good stress relievers to handle the stress. I do like to hit the gym a lot. That's why I'm also a big guy, because I hit a lot of weights. When I feel like the stress is building up, I tend to go a little heavier at the gym when I'm lifting my weights, when I'm bench pressing or curling or doing dips. And the last one is music. Something maybe that you don't know about me, Simon, is I used to be in multiple bands back in high school, and I still dabble on the guitar a little bit, but not as much as I used to. So that's another stress reliever of mine. I like to get on my old axe and rock out sometimes.
I didn't know you did that. So that's, again, next time I see you, you need to fetch your guitar with you. Is it acoustic or electric? What is it?
I do both.
Bro, you've got to fetch it along with me, because I can sing a bit. Gary, can I sing?
He thinks he can sing, but he can sing. He can sing. Usually when we're walking between different bars, when we're in different shows, though, that's when he usually sings.
We normally stop at me and Gary's middle kid Jay. We were in Manchester once, and we stopped, and we had a busker on the street, and we gave him a few quid and that. But we had a little busk with him, and I carried it on a bit too much, to be fair. Like a concert in central Manchester, that were pretty shit, to be fair. But you know, we did that. Jay, what's your thoughts in British barbering? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts, British barber, you guys are another level out there. You guys are very sophisticated at what you do. And I mean that with the utmost respect to everyone in our industry. All the barbers in America, or at least on our side of the world, you know, they're very talented. But I feel that the British barbers, let's just say the barbers in your area, I see a lot of barbers wearing the nice little hats and vests and ties and suits, just looking real spiffy. And I really applaud you guys on that. I think that's amazing.
I think it comes to attention to detail as well, Juan. I think sometimes when it's first impressions all the time, isn't it? And I think we're a type of breed, because we're in the industry anyway. We're putting on like a mini show every single client we have, don't we? So it's really funny when people, it's like putting a uniform on or putting a costume on. Turns you into a different person, no matter what's happening in your life. As soon as you walk through that threshold into the barber shop, you have to have a smile on and speak to people, don't you? You know, we're not living that way. So I use it as a bit of a, you know, you're putting your uniform on, but it's like putting your personality back on as you walk through the door. And I think that's really important with us as well.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, and professionalism and customer service is key, especially on the first time when you meet someone. Ever since we came back into the barbershop, I made these shirts, and this is our uniform for at least the first month. Take a look at it.
Oh,
there you go.
Perfect. Barber shops are essential.
Yep, barbers are essential.
I like it.
Perfect, mate. Just quickly, I know you can talk to us while you're getting your camera back. Just for the viewers out there who don't know you or don't know your work, I know. We always, I haven't personally met you, but I always do a bit of a dig around to see who we're having on the show as well. Whereabouts in New York are you based? And give us a little, a 1-minute bio of how you started and how you've ended up where you are.
So the funny thing is that about 18 years ago, 20 years ago, somewhere around those lines, my mother opened up a very small hair salon out in Riverhead, New York, which is Long Island. So Long Island, it's not Manhattan, but it's connected. So she opened up a small shop. I used to go there when I was like 13 years old to go just sweep and answer the phone. On the downtime, I would force my buddies to let me cut their hair. I would cut their hair just for shits and giggles. And my mother saw something in it. She said, "I'm sending you to beauty school." So this is another thing maybe Simon doesn't know about me. I went to beauty school, and the first 3 years of my career, I was a cosmetologist, straight blown cosmetologist, hairdresser. I did women's hair, color, highlights, everything. But I never really truly liked it. I always liked doing barbering, beard, hair, fades, all that stuff. So after 3 years of it, I dedicated myself more to barbering. And then 5 years into that, I opened up 2 other barbershops. And then 5 years after that, when I was 27, opened up 6 other establishments all over Long Island, and then from there joined the Wahl team, and just been working and hustling and just been doing what I love.
Brilliant, fantastic, something to aspire to. So, which location do you work in? Whereabouts are you based in Long Island?
So the location about 3 years ago, I branched off on my own. So the other businesses I left off. I branched off on my own. I opened up one barbershop, but I like to call it an upscaled barbershop. That's why I call it the men's grooming studio. Where for the area where we charge almost double what the people around us charge, but it's a whole experience from the moment that you call. The way we greet you on the phone, the way people come in, the way everyone's greeted. I like to say that we give a white glove service. We offer complimentary drinks. I have a full bar in the barbershop. People are more than welcome to ask for Jack and Coke, a shot of tequila, you name it, I got it.
We'll be all right there, Gus.
We'll fit right in.
We'll get right in there, Jay.
Yeah, whenever you guys come on down. And, and the way I run things in my shop, it's always an appointment only. If we get a walk in, we try to always fit them in. We have very nice uplifting music. Everything's always clean. One thing I did learn from Simon when I met him is I do have sense being blown in the shop constantly. So when you walk in, that first smell is what also grabs your attention. And it just brings a whole nother 100%. It's great. That when Simon said that to us in one of the meets, it hit me in the face. It was like a slap in my face. I was like, this man is right. So I started doing it in my shop.
Well, it works because Gary tonight, his bar area just smells of beautiful Tom Ford. He's smelling gorgeous tonight. In fact, Rachel, they've had to calm Rachel down. Actually, they had to back her off because he's trying to get to him right now. I can smell you from here, guys. You smell gorgeous.
Down, girl, down.
Good dog. Jay, another question. I want you to think about one part of your career in the past. And if I asked you to go back and change it, what would it be?
I don't think I could change anything in my career. Only the reason because I know that if I change anything, then I wouldn't be where I am today. And I am very happy where I am today. So whatever struggle, whatever negativity, whatever positivity, whatever it could have been, I do not regret it, because whether it was the wrong choice, it made the outcome for today. And let me tell you, Simon, at least for myself, for what I've accomplished, I feel like I'm on top of the world. And so I don't regret anything.
I think that's a fantastic answer. And for all young people out there, you haven't got to be scared to try things. You've got to fail in life, haven't we? It makes us the people we are. So nobody's 100%. Perfect. Nobody can do everything perfectly first time round, whether it be relationship, business, haircuts, anything. You've got to put yourself out there and be prepared to fail sometimes, haven't we?
Gary, can you have a look at your monitor as well? There's a photograph that's come off of you that's disturbing me. Happy birthday! You guys can't see that at home. Oh yeah, there you go. Look at that. Here we go, guys. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
I just saw it.
To you. Wow. Thanks to Jackie from the BBA. You gorgeous baby boy. She sent you that in, especially done. She's been working on that artwork all week. It's looking very good. You look very majestic, to be fair. Look very little cutie, to be fair.
You're such a cock. You are such a cock.
It weren't me.
You see, I feel like I've always had facial hair, so that actually proves it. I was born with it.
Jay, another question I want to ask you. What bothers you the most that other people don't seem to mind? Because this is something that bothers me. I was talking to some of my friends the other day who were opening up a barber shop. It's going to be really cool, but we're talking about stuff. There were little things that were said and done that really bother me, and to them, they wouldn't even see it. What is it? Things that bothers you that most other people would not even bat an eyelid to?
The attention to detail. Mm-hmm. Even to the smallest thing. When I built up the shop that I have, I actually built it with my own bare hands. I went in, I put in the flooring, I did the sheetrock, I did the paint, I did some of the plumbing, I did some of the electrical work, I built the barber stations, I built the bar. You see, whatever you see in the shop, I built. So there were times where I had, friends to come visit me to see the progress. And they would say, why are you spackling that corner with so much detail and precision? No one's going to see it. My response is, it's not that no one's going to see it. It's that it needs to be done the right way. It needs to be done the correct way, because I know what it is. And to me, everything needs to be done to the best of your abilities. You never have to half-ass anything. So I think that would be my response.
That's really nice. That's, I think tonight's interview for me and Gary as well. Me and Gary love interviewing people, because me and Gaz are like fans of everybody that comes on, like last week. And me and Gaz yesterday, when we're talking, even though it's birthday, within 10 minutes, we're talking about like Gary's business and how much he's invested into his shops while he's being closed, and his standard and how he looks after his staff. And that's like, God, if I weren't working at Wahl and stuff, I'd want to go work with Gary, because the way he looks after people. And it's in it, Gary. It's like there's not a lot of it and just what you're saying today, Jay, is like exactly how we think. It's that detail, it's that smell, it's that the music's got to be right. You've got to make sure you're on point on everything that you do. And I think these are the things that some people think, we're all right, it's okay. No, you can't do okay. You've got to be awesome, And I think
100%.
Do you know? I think that's, and I find this with a lot of people in our industry, especially people who are at the top of the game, who, you know, they do really well in the industry. It's the attention to detail, especially with barbering. You can't really hide, especially with short hair at the moment. You know, we're doing a lot of skin fades and classic haircuts. You're really judged on what you do, and you can't hide things, can we? You know, when you dress out a lady's hair with long hair, the cut could be a little bit off. With gents, you can't be like that. And I think we are that type of person where my lads at work, they always say, you've got OCD, you know. I like things done in a certain way, like things done properly. But I think that's the type of people we are who are good in the industry anyway. I think guys we had on last week, Van and Errol, they are exactly the same types of guy. And I think if you get to the top of what you're doing, that's the way you've got to be anyway, isn't it? It isn't by mistake, or it isn't luck. It's work. It's hard work every time, isn't it?
But boys, do you not feel that sometimes, and I'll say this to everyone who's going to watch in this week, do you not feel sometimes if things aren't being on point, if you've let things slip sometimes, you get in your car to travel home, you get on an aeroplane to fly back, and I can't do it. I cannot leave things. It's got to be done. And whether it's OCD, Gary, whether it's people sometimes say it can be other kind of things that's going off, but for me, it's just fucking high standards. If that's a disease, then I'm completely and utterly, I'm struggling with it. Guys, you can always look for more information about the Barbers, Arms, and all the events that we've got coming up. You can visit us on the barbersarms.co.uk, and you can also follow Gary on the British Barber on his Insta, or Simon Shaw at Wahl. Simon Shaw Wahl. You can follow us on our Instagram and on the Barbers Arms website. You can also look at all the Barbers Arms episodes and the podcasts coming out from each show as well. And there's lots of things coming up on the Barbers Arms. We've got amazing guests now that's locked in for the next 6 weeks. We've got some top presenters in the UK and globally that's coming on to Barbers Arms. And we've got some really exciting competitions, and we've got some exciting things that's all happening in and around me and Gary having a few beers together, enjoying it with some fantastic guests. In the house at the minute, in Barbers Arms, we have Mr. JC Ramos from New York, and he's one of the artistic team in Wahl, USA. Jay, what is the competition like for barbers in New York? How's that working at the minute?
It's funny that you mentioned that, because this is what I actually had a conversation with my barbers last week about that. And I said, because sometimes, you know, barbers worry about competition. And then I had them understand, you will only have competition when you take any other shop and put them on the same playing field as yourself. That's when you have competition. Because if there's no other barbershops that are on the same level or playing field as yourself, then there is no competition. So, you know what I mean? But if we're just going to, I guess, maybe just mention the other standard competition that barbers always do since the beginning of time, the pricing, one shop opens up, now they start to charge less than another shop to try to bring in clientele. Call up the barbers and tell them they're going to pay them more or cheaper booth rental, whatever the case is. So when you have all those in play, it gets very challenging. I'll give you another example. There's another barbershop opening up in my same town next week. So just to give you an idea, I charge $35, 35 American dollars for a haircut. This barbershop is opening up and they're starting at $13 a haircut. So my guys, they were scared. They said, "Wow, look at this competition that's opening up." My response was, "Are they on the same level as you? Are they on the same level as us?" So that's why I like to think about it that when we talk about competition, it all depends. There's always a fine line and there's a gray area, because not everyone's in the same ballpark.
Do you know what, Juan? I think that's a great attitude to have, but as well, because you can't control something that that's out of your control, can we? You've got to make sure you're on point with yourself. Doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. There's always room at the top, isn't there? There's always room for something better, something bigger. But, I think it's having that self-confidence as well to say, and then it's very hard for it, especially if somebody's coming new into the industry and opening their own shop. But I think it's very hard to fall into that trap to try and undercut, or you've got to go in where you feel you are worth, or what you're worthy of,
And that's going back to Simon's previous question about what I could change in my career. Because early on in my career, in the first probably I would say maybe the first 6 years of my career, I was what I call and I categorize as a high volume, low profit barbershop, where I was charging $10 a haircut, but I was busting out 25, 30 haircuts a day. I mean, what kind of madness is that? And again, this is no offense to anyone, but just to myself, to me, that's almost a little bit of stupidity working as a business wise for $10 haircuts, doing 25 to 30 haircuts a day. I mean, you're killing yourself. You're killing yourself. But I had to go through that to learn to be able to do what I do today.
So, Jay, we're coming towards the last. We're in the winter of the interview. I learned that today, Gary. Do you like that? You'll be using that all the time, baby. The winter of your interview. Jay, couple more questions, and we're going to do a little profile on you. Some quick fire questions. If you watch Barbers Arms, you'll know what's going to be coming up. This question: when did you realise that you had a superpower for presenting? When did you realise that? Hey, listen, because we've all gone through it. From being a barber or an hairdresser, cutting hair well, really doing well in your salon, and then all of a sudden going on stage. When did that click for you? When did you realize that you could do that?
So I realized that maybe about 8 years ago. This was actually before I joined Wahl. 8 years ago, when I did a group meeting with all the barbers and stylists from, at the time we had the 6 locations, and we did it together at what we call a warehouse. We had a warehouse where we kept all merchandise and stuff. And we were doing a presentation of the new concept that we were following in for the year, meaning the new prices, the new look, the new services, so on and so forth. And at the time there was about, maybe I want to say about 45, 50 employees. For someone that's never presented anything, for 45, 50 people, that sounds like it's a little bit, but for a person that's never done anything, that's a lot. Some people get up there and shit their pants just talking in front of 5 people. But when I stood there and I was talking on the barber side of what we were going to do, I realized that it was a breeze. I was able to interact and I wasn't nervous. I mean, you always get nervous, but I wasn't shaking, my voice wasn't cracking, and I actually liked presenting. So I think that would be the first moment that it kind of clicked, that I liked the whole presenting portion of it.
Excellent. And before we move on to the profile side of it, Gary's got a great guest coming up, by the way. From mine and Jay's point of view, we have the lead educator coming up from Andis on the Barbers Arms. So a few more tequilas we'll have him in the car park afterwards. No, we've got a great guest coming on. He's a good mate of mine as well. So we're really looking forward to getting the next guest in the Barbers Arms. But Jay, finishing off with this one, what's been the biggest highlight of your career so far? Besides coming on Barbers Arms, after Barbers Arms, Gary, by the way, it's shop time.
So what would be the biggest what?
What's the biggest highlight of your career? Besides coming on Barbers Arms, after Barbers Arms, what's the biggest highlight of your career?
So the biggest highlight of my career was to be able to go on tour with Ice Cube. That was the biggest thing. To me, that was...
Ice Baby?
Ice Cube. Ice Baby is Vanilla Ice.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Taxi! Can you get me a taxi, please?
So... not only because I've never worked with a celebrity of that caliber in my career when I did, but just to be able to interact with him and speak to him and then travel with him all over the country. That was I think that was the best highlight of my career, to be able to interact, because that was someone that I've always wanted to meet. I've always wanted to be able to work with, and it happened. It came true.
No, I mean, look, when I come to you guys now, the caliber of the guys who are working in the wheat team in the US compared to maybe 15 years ago, all your clientels are like superstars. You know, we've got some of the best barbers and cosmetologists in the world working actually in the US at the minute. Jay, we're going to finish off with some quick fire questions to you, just so our viewers can get a little bit to know JC Ramos. You can also follow Jay on his website or at the men's grooming room in New York as well. Also, everything that you're watching tonight, you can watch us on our website as well, which is thebarbersarms.co.uk, and also following Gary Machin on the British Barber and Simon Shaw Wahl on our Instagram as well. So you can follow all this. Jay, here we go. What's your favourite drink?
Caipirinha.
Sorry?
Caipirinha. It's a sugarcane lime Brazilian drink.
Okay.
Simon,
is there anything a bit easier that you can tell me?
I'm going
to put your profile together.
I was just going to say that. I'm good luck with pronouncing that as well. That's got you now. That's perfect.
It'll be easy for you on this next one because it'll be something like lager and lime or something like that. Caipirinha, is that how we pronounce it?
Caipirinha.
Kai. Whew, it's a long one. Jay, what's your favourite food?
Steaks.
Steaks. Okay. What's your favourite music?
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Nice. And do you like kissing or cuddling? Obviously not with me and Gary, but just in general. Do you like kissing or cuddling?
I would say kissing.
I like it. Well, not obviously with you, because that would be really wrong, but I'm just saying in general. So, Jay, finishing off all this, who would be your ideal dinner date?
My ideal dinner date?
Yeah.
Just going home, making some drinks, throwing something on the grill, and watching a good movie.
With who, though? Who would you be the ideal person you'd like to do that with? It can be anybody, famous, female, male.
That's actually a good question. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never thought of it. I'm surprised that Simon, you wouldn't go on the date with me. I mean, how about if I pick you?
Yeah, listen, I mean, we've had plenty of drinks together and probably sat and had loads of meals together. We hadn't even realised it, but we have. Guys, Jay Ramos in the house here at Barbers Arms, drinking Go on, say it, Jay. You say it. What's your drink? Caipirinha. Having a steak, listening to some rock and roll. He likes kissing, and his ideal date would be with yours truly, Mr. Simon Shaw, in the house. Without the kissing, I'll take you anytime for a meal, mate, when we're in New York together. Hopefully, we probably won't see each other 2020, but 2021 in Chicago, we'll have a great beer together. Keep following Barbers Arms if you all want to see a bit of Jay Ramos. And you can also catch this interview up on Barbers Arms on our website, which is thebarbersarms.co.uk. Also on Gary's Instagram, which is the British Barber, and Simon Shaw Wahl. Watch us all on. Ladies and gentlemen, from myself, I'll pass you over to Gary, but Jay Ramos from New York City, you're the man.
Guys. Thank you so much, guys.
Jay, it's been an absolute pleasure. Sorry I called you Mexican. You're really from Ecuador. That was his fault. I'm ever so sorry, sir. But absolute pleasure having you on. Lovely breath of fresh air to hear a barber speaking like that so well, so eloquent, and got great work ethos in the States. When we're in New York again, we'll definitely look you up, mate. Adios, senor.
Jay Ramos in the house.
Oh, what a nice fella.
I'm getting a bit sticky here.
Why?
Because it says on this monitor here, you're not drinking enough tonight. I mean, I'm on my 4th bottle of Peroni. I've had 2 really nice happy birthday tequila patrons. By the way, Jackie, I'm just going to look at the tequila. I don't know if you can see it. it's getting right down here now. So we're less than half of this in 3 weeks that I've had it. It's funny, you know, because everybody's been on so far. They send you these little clips in. Rick Roberts sends his view of every night saying, ready for Barber's Arms, and there's a patron there. And it's becoming the favourite drink of everybody, isn't it, Gaz?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I will say, somebody's been giving me stick for where's the moonshine gone? I mean, everybody's drinking moonshine now. Moonshine sales must be going through the roof, or they're all actually making their own. I think there's a still now in everybody's back garden. But
Gary, I'm here.
Where's yours?
I'm here.
Hey,
I don't know if everybody can see that. Is this
listen.
the apple spice one?
Look, can everybody just check the size of mine and the size of his? He can only take that much. You just be careful with this now. It can be the downfall of the show. This could now. Just be careful.
It's in safe hands with you though. Gary, we've got a special guest though for your birthday. Here we go.
Hey up, little brother.
Hey yo. All right.
Now these two guys here, the one in the orange coat is that he's the only one in the family that colours his hair, and the one in the black coat is my oldest brother. So you know they both colour the hair though. That's the
Gary,
problem.
you'll actually find that I am actually the youngest brother. You're the oldest brother.
No. You're the oldest.
Hello, Gary.
What a nice surprise, fellas. Good hour.
Anyway,
Where is he?
happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday.
Birthday, all the very best.
Oi, Simon, you all right, mate?
Hey, you okay, sunshine? Nice
You
to
all
see
right,
you all.
I know you're in the garden, but there isn't 2 meters between you two. I know your family.
Yeah, well, we started to live together now. We've decided to move in together. Yeah. And we've stacked the women off.
Right, cheers, fellas.
Nice to see you.
Nice
See you later, guys. We'll have a beer when we all get back together. We'll have a beer together.
Oh, that was nice. Unbelievable.
Right, listen.
Come on, then.
I had a rumour as well that Moonshine have been trying to sponsor you all this time. So I can't drink it out this little jar. It smells gorgeous, to be fair. It's like a dessert. Well, I'm going to pour my Moonshine. It smells like dessert. It's nice. What cocktail are you having? I'm going to pour mine in my little glass, though, with my bit of tequila in there.
Right. While you're drinking that, I was going to do a cocktail tonight. It was tequila based, obviously, for our friend who was Mexican, but he obviously isn't. He's now an Ecuadorian. So what we're going to do, I've changed it now because Jackie gave me some stick and she loves margarita. So we're going to do a margarita with a little bit of a twist. So we need some ice in there. We've got our beautiful Patron tequila, really nice tequila. So 1.5 measures of that. Well, it's 2.5 measures. So put that in there. We've got you can use any orange liqueur, or we're using Cointreau today. So you have 3/4 ounce of that as well. So put that in. Some freshly squeezed limes, this is one I did prepared earlier. So we got freshly squeezed lime in there. Put that in. And then if you like it, we do have, we'll just put the top on, give it a little shake. We've got a glass already ready to go in with loads of ice in there. So what we're going to do is take that off. I'm going to tip the rest out of there. We've got a nice lime wedge. Just take that around the rim of the glass. We have some kosher salt. So it's in a plate here. Just put that in there. So we've got a nice salted rim I know you like a nice salty rim. So we got ice in there.
Take it.
Just put that in there. We're going to put that on. We've got a little sieve there. So we're sieving this into a glass now. Oh, this is beautiful. So just put that in. A little lime wedge. Nice and decorative. Put that on the top. To you, sir. A classic margarita. Now, if you don't like it too, if you liked a little bit sweeter, you can have this stuff. This is called agave nectar. It's like an organic sweetener. If you put a little bit of that in, because I don't like mine too tart, like, so use my stirrer, put that in as well. I know how much I like it.
Yeah, honestly, you need to get like a cocktail program. You've made that like a proper chef would. Not like Baldy when he's been doing his cooking from home. It's like Fanny Craddock. I saw him the other day doing one before he comes on. I've been watching now, but I saw him doing one the other day. One time when he came in from work and he got a tin of chili con carne. That's not cooking, you dick. That's just putting it out of a pot. Gary, I poured myself a moonshine. I'm going to take it. But when I poured it in, it was actually like when you take oil out of a can. It didn't have the same kind of consistencies of a tequila. It came out like thick, like it's weird. I'm going to do it, but I'm only doing it for Barbers' Arms. I'm just doing it for Barbers' Arms. I can't do it for out else. It's all right. That one you've given me sweet though.
Yeah, you wouldn't like this. You'll end up with no teeth with this one. Have you ever seen all those mountain people? Like they come down from the hills and they drink a lot of moonshine. They got no teeth, so you've got to be careful with it. It's a very, very. You're
telling me that now, for? You're telling me that now? Fucking dead. Honestly, I've got nice teeth. You're telling me to drink. This is nice. This is like a dessert, though. That whiskey you gave me last night, just a little thimble of it. That was really nice, though. It reminded me of one of those like gobstoppers you used to get at school that tasted kind of like peppery, and it was just really nice. That whiskey that we had last night. What was it called?
That's called Fire. We should be selling this, shouldn't we? This is Fireball. It's a cinnamon whiskey, but I got introduced to this when I was working in Canada.
Nice.
I spent such a lot of time with my Canadian wife out there, Mr. Brian Guam. He got me into some really bad habits, and this is one I brought home with me. But I think I keep Canada alive now because I drink that much of it. I absolutely love it. It isn't that strong. It's only about, I think it's 33% vol, something like that. So
what's this moonshine you give me?
This moonshine, this is 65% proof. That one is.
I've just get dogged some as it's walked past and said, "How do you like that?" Disgusting.
That was given to me by a Tennessean, Mr. Frank Gambuser. I love him. A nice little story. I was working in one of his barber shops doing staff training. I was out there for quite a few times. And one of his staff said, "Has Frank give you any moonshine yet?" I said, yeah, he's given me some moonshine to take home. It's called Old Smoky or something like that. It's a white label anyway. She says, "That ain't no moonshine. It'll have no label on it if it was moonshine. Come up to my house, I'll get you some from up the farm." So that was hilarious. So they're great people. So hospitality second to none. I love the States. I love North America, full stop. Fantastic people, and they really, really make a fuss of you. They're great.
Excellent.
So we've got another great guest on later. I'm not quite sure when he's in the car park, but we've got Lord Darren James Hayward Kenny coming on. And if anybody doesn't know him from that particular name, it is Baldy the Barber. He's going to be. He's your oppo, isn't he? Is he the equivalent of you in Andis then, or not, or what?
Nah. Listen,
I just thought I'd get that in. I mean, Dan's
a lovely kid.
He's a lovely fella.
We did. I think a lot of people would enjoy it if, between obviously the brands, there was some kind of rivalry there. But I think what disappoints people is that when we've done anything together or seen at events, Baldy will come straight over to me or I'll see him, and we always have a chat. We always have an hour together, and sometimes we're not talking about work, we're just talking about personal things. I remember when I first met him, he came up to me. We did an event, and he said, "Oh, I really wanted to meet you for a long time," and we spoke. And since that, we've always got on well. And he spoke to me about confidential things, just personally and stuff, and I have to him. And whilst you're on different sides, I suppose it's like footballers, really. You play for a different team for 90 minutes. So if we're at an exhibition, I want to win, and we do. But after that, if I see him, if he comes into Barbers Arms, we're mates. So, I'm looking forward to speaking to him tonight. And I think it disappoints a few people. People like a little bit of needle, a bit of knife. But unfortunately for us, we're very professional. And I think both brands, I hope everybody does really well. And
do you know what? I think it's in some people's minds sometimes. Like you just said, they like to think that everybody hates each other. It's this cutthroat business. There's room for everybody, isn't there? I mean, I know you'll give him stick. I know you will, and I know he's a lovely fella. He's here. Where was the doorbell, Trevor? You caught us out. Baldy, can you hear us?
Has he gone?
Hello?
Is he muted?
He doesn't know he's on, does he?
Good dog. Gary, I've just had a dog go past here. Baldy?
Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we've got you.
How are you?
Technology. It's a bit like his tools. Once you get to know them and tweak them a bit, they'll work.
It's old age. I'm the oldest, aren't I?
Well, you're lucky, but are you?
Oh, shut up.
He's just 6 months older than you, actually, Mr. Wahl.
Ah,
Oh, well.
I'm
How you
senior.
doing, Darcy, you okay?
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm in my pub. Look.
Brilliant,
Looks
mate.
good. What are you drinking?
What about what? I've got Moretti in a wine glass. But I'm on about the third. While I've been listening to you lot go on. Oh.
Darren,
Rabbit.
do you want to be? Do you want to be known as Darren or Baldy? What do you prefer?
Baldy. Baldy's good.
Okay, Baldy.
Took me a long time.
Baldy, just before you popped up, we didn't give you your full intro, so I'm just going to do that anyway. So you're Lord Darren James Hayward Kenny, otherwise known as Baldy the Barber. You've got two shops. You are the owner and founder of Baldy's Barbers. You've been in the job 37, 38 years. You look a lot older, to be honest, but I'll give you that. Just because I've got white hair, you've got as much white now as me. But so you're same age as us. You're same age as us, and you've got two shops. That's correct.
Correct.
Yeah, and you are European lead educator for Andis.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Andis.
For who?
For a particularly, I'm not going to say small or anything derogatory like that because of who my mate is or whatever. But you're with Andis, who great company, and you've been representing them for a couple of years.
Yeah, I want to say 6 years.
6 years. But now you're boss man then in Europe.
Oh, yeah. So the position I'm in at the moment, yeah, about 2 years, I think.
Okay, perfect. Simon, would you like to ask our esteemed Lord guest any questions?
Well, first of all, I think you'll have watched Barbers Arms now, Baldy, and, kind of like, I think it's nice that what we do is try to have a few beers with everybody. But we like to get under people and find out a little bit more. So our viewers in the next week, and you know, we're getting great views on these shows. So let's say 70, 80,000 people. We want to know who you are a bit. So first of all, where did the name Baldy come from? From Darren Kenny. Where did we get to Baldy?
So it's kind of strange because when so you can tell the longevity of my client base by what they refer to me as. So I still have customers that come in the shop that go, "Oh, is Darren about?" So they're my longer standing client base as opposed to the ones that call me Baldy. But so Baldy came around the time of 2000, I think it was, the millennium. So I had to move shops from a small shop, one end of the town that was attached to a pub. The pub was called The Grapes, but the actual shop itself was called Razor Sharp Barbers. So we had a big sign outside. We used to have T-shirts with the shop name on, everything like that. And then, but the majority of the client base, when we asked them, just associated it to the pub. So they'd be like, "Well, yeah, the shop's called, you know, The Grapes, isn't it?" Or there's just the Barbers at The Grapes. And because I was moving up to the next square, I was like, well, everyone thinks it's called The Grapes. I can't take that with me. That's the name of the pub. So I remembered back to, I was at Reading Rock Festival in 84, 85. And someone was handing out flyers, said, "Who is Albert Turkey?" And it got a real buzz going around the whole place. Turns out Albert Turkey wasn't anything. It was just someone that thought they'd have a laugh, hand out a load of flyers, get everyone talking, thinking it was a big band or something like that. It wasn't anything. It was just a bit of a publicity stunt. So that in mind, I had a conversation where I went, right, okay, what about, I've got to come up with a name, a character. So we went with Baldy because it was hair related, and I used to have my head shaved. I looked like Simon back in the day.
Well, good looking.
No, just shiny.
Shiny.
Anyway, so
good looking and shiny.
Yeah, there you go. You look like that geezer out of Star Wars. Where you put your hood up? You're one with a red and black face.
Oh yeah, no, Menace.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Anyway,
a bit like when we go to exhibitions together. I'm
yeah,
fucking from a Menace to you.
Always.
Go on, carry on.
So, where was I? Oh yeah, so we come up with this character, Baldy, and I come up with a concept of who is Baldy, have you seen Baldy, who shaved Baldy, all that sort of thing. And then when I moved up into the square and we called the shop Baldy's, I just became that character, if you like, because people would come in the shop and go, "All right, Baldy," or I'd walk through town and they'd be like, "All right, Baldy." So I was sort of known as it. It was my nickname. So then when Instagram came about and, you know, the explosion that's happened, it just made sense to run with that brand and become that person. So I only tend to really use that. The majority of people don't actually know my name in the industry. You know, it's quite nice. It's like Madonna, but Baldy.
Well, I did it, you know, before we did the cooking sketch with Rachel on Modern Barber, I just like, because I'd not like done it. I always knew you as Baldy, but I did it then. So I'm kind of like, I use people's names sometimes. I kind of find it so like, I'll use some of their, if somebody calls me Si, they're kind of close to me because that's kind of people who are close. So like when I've seen you, I'll like, Darren, how you doing? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. I think people do that who are a little bit closer to you and stuff like that. So it's great to have you on the show, pal, though. Your bar looks really cool. It looks like one of those like little wine bar cellars, doesn't it, Gary? Very fashion, upmarket.
Yeah, you've really surprised me. You've taken the porn off the wall and everything.
Yeah, I know. It was all over the place earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I tell you what, Baldy, I love your house or what kind of, it's like a Hamlet kind of thing. When I've seen your cooking programs, it looks really cool where you are.
It is really nice. It's an annex attached to a really big house. But they built it within keeping of the village and the original house that's like really old. So when I walk out my door, there's like stables and paddocks. So, and then I can walk up into Bowbricker Woods from there. But it's lovely. It's really high spec, and yeah, I'm quite comfy here. But Liam came round for dinner during the week, my son, and he goes, "It's a bit weird living in a conservatory, isn't it?" Because it's a nice conservatory, isn't it? I was like, "Oh, shut up."
Baldy, just getting on to how we met, and I know you know, a lot of people know you throughout the industry now, but we met about 6 or 7 years ago, didn't we? Don't be worried about Simon. This is where he has to go the back road. He usually what time are we? Oh, he's lasted quite well tonight. He's had to go to the toilet now, you see, so he leaves me.
Gone to empty his bag.
Yeah. His colostomy bag. He's had to go and empty out. We've given him a catheter, but he just won't use it. Anyway, so I know we met 6 or 7 years ago, and I know we were talking to you earlier on, you know, when we were briefing about, we had the production meeting and stuff like. But we met in Leeds, and there was a bunch of people there. It was a bit strange, really. It was quite a funny. You were with Kieran. He was your partner in crime at that time, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was a mixture of people, wasn't it? For sure.
Yeah, it was a funny. I mean, I was a bit of like the odd fish, really. I think I was the token old guy with no media presence, really. And but they had me there.
Token old guy.
You what? Sorry.
How can you be the token old guy if I'm older?
Oh well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I didn't have any media presence. I think they just wanted some information. I think they were just pumping us for information, really. But he just seems to. Yeah, it was great meeting that people. I mean, we met. That was the first time I met Lindy and Kieran and John Bourne and Chris Moon and all these people. Great people that brought us together. But I mean, the one thing that came out of that, we had some good friendships, really.
Yeah, but, I'm still friends with all of them.
Yeah, I am myself. You know, it's lovely to see him, and I'd give him a big shout out there as well, because they've all gone on to better and bigger things and done really well. But I was talking to you about this. How did we all end up there, or how did we? Well, we had this invite, but you had a good social media presence through. It was the thing that actually brought you actually together, or the reason you were there was because of New World Barbers, wasn't it? Yeah.
So New World Barbers sort of launched.
Back, guys.
I want to say launched our careers, some of us, but it did. It gave us a platform. You know, it was something that we all started talking with each other. Just people that were like-minded, that really respected each other in the industry at that time. You know, and that's going back a few years. And then we decided that, you know, we wanted to do something together. So we set up New World Barbers, you know, and it took off. It was like big in its day. So before you had all these repost sites, we were reposting each other's work on there. And it just gathered momentum. It was a big thing back in its day.
We were just Simon, when, you know, I know you've just been back road, but we were just talking about when we first met and how he actually got on the road to presenting and his influence out there. It was New World Barbers, because there was quite a few people out there. I mean, who was involved with New World Barbers back then?
Well, there was myself, Kieran, Alan Beak, Reese Beak, John Bourne, Tom South, Declan was in there. I can never remember Dec's surname, and I still talk to him quite a bit. Then people like Gregory Max joined, Jay Fays. There was lots of people in it. Warren Flynn, the Dublin barber, he was part of it. There was quite a few.
I think Rachel give you a big leg up, though. And I thought we ought to take this chance to thank Rachel, really. I mean, Rachel Gould, she's been a legend in her own right. I know she's, you know, she used to be with Sassoons, and she wanted to get into the barbering world. And I met her, I think the first time I met her was Celtic Manor. Oh, no. I think it was the very first one when we were at St. David's. And she's given a lift up to a lot of people. And I know, Simon, you've been involved with Modern Barber. You know, they sponsored your stage, or you sponsored their stage. I'm not quite sure which way it went, but she's done a lot of good things for barbering, and people like that.
She wasn't first to have she weren't first to have Barbering magazine out there. I spoke to her last week, and I know she's always she took a shine to Darren because she feels sorry for him because I get out limelight. But it's been nice to. I mean, obviously Rachel now has she's kind of moved away from Modern Barber as well, which obviously that's going to take a different move. I think she's just going to have some time out. She's burnt out a little bit. It's been great for me. I'm still doing the show thing in Modern Barber, so she's been great. So before we continue, Gary, I'm going to have a bit more of this moonshine. It is like a dessert. I've had a few sticks and sausages and cheese. Baldy, have you got? It's Gary's party, so have you got any party food with you? We've got some cheese and sausages, nuts. We've got some nuts as well. Look, my girlfriend puts them in a nice little love art tray for me when she gets my bar ready. Where is she? She's not about. She crawls underneath me while we're working, Baldy.
Here's something really funny, right? I don't know if you know this about Gary, right? When I first met Gary, me and Kieran laughed all the way home, right? Have you ever noticed Gary has got huge nuts? Bro, he sat down and I was like, have you seen the size of Gary Machin's nuts?
Why were you looking?
It's a lie. It's a lie. Rachel can put them back. She's actually said something to that effect, but when you get a bit older, they do drop a little bit, you know. My voice is quite deep now.
I got really funny.
Right. Short time, boys. I'm going to have a little bit more of this spiced apple moonshine that I'm going to save a little bit tomorrow because I've got to take some paint off somewhere. So a little bit of this, can we see that in the camera? Look at it. It comes out like glue.
Just get it in. Just get it in you.
Is that what you use?
You know what?
I'm
going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what I put.
Hold your teeth in.
He gets it from somewhere.
I tell you what. I'll tell you what's actually in it. Really, that isn't the proper container. After you've drank it. Cheers, mate. All the best, Baldy.
I just poured the spiced rum and ginger. Very nice.
Now, anyway, let's get to the serious stuff. And I know we all give each other stick when we're on stage, and you've got a great team behind you. I noticed Mr. Kevin Bawley, lovely bloke. I love him to death. He's watching at the moment. Nessie Lloyd, Rick Roberts, Jack Ludlow, all those guys are watching at the moment. Love you to death. Been on the road with Jack. I know his habits as well, so that's funny. I'll leave those stories for a little later. But I know we all give each other a bit of stick while when we're at the shows and everything else. But when you got actually into and I asked this for quite a few of our top guests, you own 2 shops. You actually work in the shop as well. You work a column when you're not teaching or on the road. Mm-hmm. How do you balance that when you're on the road and when you're working for Andis? When you leave the shops, have you got a good team there? How do you balance that part of your workload?
Yeah, to be fair, over the last few years, I've had a couple of good managers that look after the shop while I'm away. But I'm always at the end of the phone, so we stay in touch via WhatsApp and stuff like that most of the time. But to be fair to them, I let them get on with it. You know what I mean? It runs as it runs. And I'm like, if the shop burns down and I'm away, so be it. It burns down. It's got insurance.
Well, as long as people are safe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
It's the fire.
You've always got insurance unless it's a pandemic that's not on your insurance document.
Yeah, true.
Baldy, let's get into it, because last time we were on and we were doing that bit of cooking, I've watched your Fanny Craddock stuff before. I loved it last week when you were in the tide and you got a pot of chili. You just tipped, you went, hello, this is Baldy cooking. Fucking get the chili into the tin. Fuck it, I can't be arsed today. You look very presentable afterwards with your natural, but I can tell you were tired. You've been in your shops all day.
Yeah. So,
I want to ask you a question.
Go on.
And let's do it on here. And listen, I want you to answer honestly, because I think it's important for viewers as well. Because if we're having a beer together, me, you, and Gaz at bar tonight, I'd ask you this question when we'd had a beer anyway. I'm not asked you it anyway. And we always have, like, me and you. I won't ever say out on here personally, because me and you speak about lots of stuff on his own, and you know, I do value friendship, and it's really nice that we've done that. But I want to ask you a question. Footballers sometimes miss a chance to play for a football. You know, I watch Alan Shearer saying, I could have signed for Man U. I could have signed, you know, Paul Gascoigne could have signed for Man U. And look, I'm sure if anybody's watching this is just a question between lads in a pub. Would you have ever thought about working with Wahl? Would you have ever liked to have worked on one of our big stages and stuff? Would you have liked to have done that in your career before you chose the path that you're on?
To be fair, until Andis asked me or approached me, I hadn't really thought about working for anyone. And in fact, when I got asked, I said no. Initially, I was too busy. So, in answer to that, no, I've never really had to think about it. Plus, not only that, would you have ever asked me?
Well, I think you know what you've just great back to me, because I think what you've just said was exactly what I was thinking. I probably, until we met you at the hotel in London near the Heathrow on Gatwick. Can you remember when we had a day off? The Wahl guys came for a day off at the British Master Barbers. That's the kind of first time we met each other.
Yeah. We sat in the front row.
But look, this is like Sam Campagna's now the lead educator at Wahl UK. Fantastic. But I didn't know Sam until like 3 years ago. So no disrespect, I didn't know you, but I like you. And so if we'd have met and you weren't signed up with Andis and we spoke, probably who knows what would have happened. You know, you could have been my centre half, you could have been my centre midfielder, you could have been my centre forward. Who knows what would have happened? Look, I think it's great. I'm pleased in the position that you're in for you, and I think you've improved that brand so much in terms of what you've done for them. I think you look great. You've got some great people around you. You've got rid of some wankers that work with you, as I do sometimes from time to time. You know, you have people that work with you that aren't good. We know what we're on about. But you know, it's good. You know, as long as you know, we keep seeing each other like in a few foreign countries as well. I know we've got some across the globe, some people who've worked with us who change jobs with different electrical companies. Gary, you'll probably not know that. But it's just great to see Baldy when we're about, and when especially when we're in Bologna, don't we? I ain't got so much pressure on me in Bologna, but I'll look across and I'll go and try to find him where he is, so we can like have a beer together, or we can have a natter together, and it's good. We
missed each other the last one.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Over, and I was off doing something. I don't know where I was. Texting someone.
Well, last time we saw each other would have been in Manchester at Pro Air in February.
Yeah, we sat down, didn't we?
I say I always look around for you in an exhibition, because I always come and stand as close to you as possible, so because you make me look good. So it's always good to do that. I love it when you wear that stupid fucking skirt that you wear. Sometimes you wear a skirt when you walk around.
If we're talking about dressing faux pas, what happened to the time you dressed like a tomato?
Oh, listen, I've got that suit. That suit cost me 800 quid. It's handmade by D. Graham, the guy who makes Conor McGregor suits. It's got my name on the inside. My girlfriend says, if I ever see you in that suit, you're like a fucking Santa Claus. Between Santa Claus and Bush Tomato. I love that suit. I love it.
Can I just
Heinz ketchup?
Can I just say one thing? You know when you wear your skirt, and all Scottish people will kill me for saying skirt, but I don't wear a kilt.
I wear an actual what looks like a skirt.
I know, but that's not normal. At least if you're a Scotsman, you've got an excuse to wear one. No. And the best looking, the best legs, and the best skirt I've ever seen is Mr. Ross Miller on stage. He is the man for wearing skirts.
Do you know what? So my skirt, or one of them, isn't actually a skirt. It's a pair of Bushido trousers. Right?
Well, you should wear them when you're cooking.
Yeah, I do sometimes, but not when I'm cooking chili and I'm tired.
Hey, listen, I understand why you're doing that cooking sketch. If it don't work out on the presenting side, and I know it's, every time I listen to Bette Midler sing, "Did you ever know you're my hero?" I do think about you singing that to me, and honestly, keep doing that cooking sketch. Do you know what though? He tried to outdo me. We did a sketch together. I thought, do you know, I'm stressed out. I've got loads of calls up. I thought, I'm going to do my traditional Yorkshire puddings, get them all fluffy on a nice plate. This fucker, he's popping eggs into little bags. He's boiling them. He's doing scallops. He's doing, what else? Black pudding, some pancetta. Oh, honestly, he's proper going for town. And I'm like, fucking hell, he's really gone. I've got some Yorkshire puddings here with some honey and gravy.
Do you know what though? I've only recently been cooking. So I didn't cook for I don't know, 20 years or so. And then I now live on my own, and I love cooking. I've fallen in love with it again. It's absolutely brilliant.
Well, it shows that you've not been cooking for long. You can see that with some of your recipes. Two.
Baldy. Before we turn this into Saturday morning cook show, what do you actually love? What when you said no in the first place? What changed your mind, and what do you love about the presenting and being on stage, Joe?
Do you know what? So I did a live audition. Actually, Simon was in the audience, and we took the mick out of him a little bit. Don't know if he remembers. So my first one was in your boxing ring, right?
Barbie UK.
Yeah, Barbie UK. And we had a morning slot, and it was empty. There was hardly anyone there. Kieran got on the microphone and gave it all.
Used to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone came from everywhere, because it was so quiet everywhere that in first thing in the morning, they were like, "What is that?" So all of a sudden, we were absolutely flat out with people. They were everywhere, and so the Andis booth is normally in front of that ring, and you couldn't move for people. It was absolutely rammed in between the ring and those booths. And I remember Simon came over to look to see what was going on. And me and Kieran, being me and Kieran, I was I had a micro headset on, and I was like, Kiz, look who's in the audience. And he goes, who? I said, no, it's Simon Shaw. And I got the audience all to turn around and face him and give him a wave. I don't know if you remember, but that was my first ever audition. I was like, can everyone give Mr. Simon Shaw a wave, please? And a clap.
That's because I have that kind of charisma. Wherever I go, people stop the show, fucking turn around. Simon's in the audience. Fuck me. High five him.
I do it on every stage I'm on. If someone walks past that I know, I will literally give them a shout out in front of everyone. I can't help it. And
I think when when you first start as well, as a presenter, or even if you've been doing it such a long time, Simon does it all the time. He's a master at doing it. But I think it also breaks it up when you're doing a 3-day show and you're doing the same thing over 3 days, and you see someone you know and you love and you respect or whatever, you give them a shout out. That interaction, it breaks it up as well, doesn't it? Plus, you genuinely, when we do this and Simon gives you a bit of stick and he says, I've got my Primark suit on or whatever he says to me, it's genuinely out of a bit of love as well, because you like these guys as well, so we're all there together. And I think it's great, even though we do take the piss out of each other, but we do that in the pub anyway, don't we?
Yeah, I got to say that I actually love your Primark suit. I think it's fantastic.
It isn't a fucking Primark suit.
Listen,
take the notice to that prick.
This kid wears Prada, and he smells beautiful tonight. Actually, he smells of Tom Ford tonight. He's a celeb. So moving forward, Baldy, we have a few questions that I want to ask you as we do on Barbers Arms. So we kind of like work across everything. Sorry, we're having a few problems with bar staff here. They're not very easy to find good staff. Gary, I don't know about you with your staff, but mine's not very good in this establishment.
Mine are fantastic.
You're fantastic staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't refer to her as a dog.
Oh, what's that?
It's I've got a talking dog.
No,
she goes past me and it's like, good dog, good dog. Because cameras are behind us. So, Baldy, moving forward, what's in terms of education now? How are you looking at it for the rest of this year? In terms, is it looking like have you got plans for education, or are you guys similar kind of thing, kind of writing it all off?
Yeah, I think show-wise, that's obviously out the window a bit this year. Although I had a discussion with Rachel actually this morning about Salon International. It's still on the cards, isn't it, from what I believe, as it stands at the moment. It looks slightly different and be slightly different, but they're saying that it's still on for the minute. But the rest of it, I think we're moving towards more probably video content and teaching that way, maybe doing classes online and stuff like that, I think, for the rest of the year. I think it's the only way that we can go.
Barbering or cooking? Which are we moving into? Which where do you strength lie?
I'm going to carry on with cooking. Did you see tonight? No, you wouldn't have seen tonight's. Did you see tonight's? I cooked early. Oh, it was lovely. No, I didn't see tonight. We were busy with Gary. You can catch it on my story later.
I will do. I'm going to do that in between that. I'm watching some paint dry.
All right, lovely.
Listen,
what are you cooking tonight? Why
are you still painting for a living?
Because sometimes you never know in this game what's going to happen. I'm fed up of being a fucking superstar now and being the number one. So I'm going to go into painting and decorating. I'm going to go into gardening, whatever. I don't like your cooking sketches, bro. I don't like them. I wanted to phone you the other night and said, you look absolutely knackered. You were like, sometimes cooking with Baldy, we're going to do scallops, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Other night, cooking with Baldy. I'm going to put some chili into the pot. Now, to be fair to you, afterwards, with the nachos and the cheese on it, it all looked really nice afterwards.
Yeah.
But at the time, I could tell him, I says, bless him, he's absolutely shattered. I thought you'd been at one of the shops all day decorating.
Yeah, I had. So I spent 3 weeks painting and decorating the shop and everything. And I was absolutely knackered. And it was a Texan barbecue chili. Now, I've never had anything like that. And I tasted it, and it tasted just of barbecue. It was horrible. So
I know you said.
I had to spice it up a bit. I was chucking everything in it.
Do you know what, Daz? I can't do I'm not a barbecue sauce person, so
No,
I can't do barbecue sauce. So when I saw you do that, I thought, you know, it's probably the same taste buds as me. I like a chili, not too hot, but I can't do the barbecue stuff. Just don't work for me. Have you noticed over lockdown? This is a serious question, this as well. Have you found that you've got more views when you've been doing cooking sketches than, because we've not done any education yet. It's been too early in lockdown. We'll probably start it now as people getting ready to go back. But do you find you've had more views cooking than you've had more views if you've been talking about hairdressing or PPE or all like that?
Yeah, weirdly. So I get all right views on my videos when I'm chatting. I think because I'm fairly normal and fairly real with things. So I try and talk how you find me, you know, on when I'm doing a video. So I get good views on that because I try and be as informative as I can be and as real as I can be from a business point of view. So, but here's the strange thing. I redid my shop over the last 3 weeks, right? I've done it on a shoestring. It was a lot of labor and stuff like that. But even chucking in the new floor and stuff was like cheap end. But I've done it. I took a photo and I put it on my Instagram and it had more likes than anything else I've had on there. Picture of my shop. And I was like, you know what? That's really nice. The fact that people have appreciated how must my shop have looked before?
Maybe after the cooking sketches, we should be doing things like you might want to do things like that before. If I could turn my camera around now, live on Barbers, you'll not believe what I'm seeing in this kitchen, in this bar area. The staff have all changed their attire and everything, so it's unbelievable in Barbers Arms.
Baldy, perhaps you ought to go on DIY SOS now then. Perhaps you get more views on that now.
My son goes to me. I put a load of greenery in there, right? Because it's, you know, it looks like, right? And Liam goes to me. It looks like a cheap men's fire.
Easy now.
I'm like, well, it was cheap, weren't it? I went to B&M.
Baldy, just quickly, you know when you do travel, and I know Simon, you know, it's affected him, you know, immensely at the beginning. And Rachel, she thought, you know, she got a new bloke stain. I think she'd already, you know, rented my room out upstairs because I aren't home enough. But have you missed the travelling? Have you missed the, you know, going away with Andis? How much you actually travel? Do you do a lot? Have you missed it? Has it affected you?
Yeah, me and Simon spoke about this last time, and I don't travel as much as Simon, but I'm probably away at least 2-3 days a month. You know, which on the grand scheme of things is a lot to some people, not a lot to others. But it varies. I can go to Russia and spend 10 days on the road, or I can, like, I've been out to India for 2 days. You know what I mean? And they're hard trips because you go in, work, fly straight out. So I miss the shows because I love that interaction with people. You know, and you meet a lot of people, you make a lot of friends, you know, like Simon's just said, you know, first thing I do generally when I go to a show is go straight over and sit on his stage. And first thing in the morning, that's like before 9.
Yeah. We have a coffee together.
Yeah. And we have a quick chat, have a bit of a catch up, wish each other luck. He's like, break a leg or two, and away I go. So I miss that side of it, and I miss the showmanship of it, because I think people don't understand that side of it. You know, they go, oh, you know, I'd love to, how do I get into that? How do I become an educator? It's not for everyone. You have to be slightly flamboyant and put yourself out a bit, you know, because you are putting on a performance to a degree. And you know yourself, when you've been at a show for like 2-3 days in a row, And at the end of that day, when you're about to travel home, your voice is gone, it's croaky, you're knackered, you know, and then you've got to drive like 2-3 hours home or whatever you got to do. But it does take it out of you. But I miss that. I miss that a lot.
I find exhibitions tiring. Exhibitions, especially when you've, you know, when you finish counting out money that you've took as well, it's fucking exhausting.
I don't deal with that.
See the difference.
4-3. Gary, moonshine. Look how much I've had of your little moonshine that you gave me yesterday. Daz, he gave me all this moonshine yesterday, but it's only a little jar, to be fair. You can see I've got big hands. You've got to get Baldy some moonshine, to be fair to you.
Listen, Gary got like really little hands and you got really big hands.
Oh. You only give me a little jar yesterday.
Have you met Kenley, his missus? She's got really, he goes for women with really, really little hands.
Oh, I wonder why that is.
Anyway, we were saying,
yeah.
As we finish off, Baldy, if you've watched Barbers, I'm always off with a little profile so our viewers can get to know Darren Kenny, aka Baldy, a little bit better. I've just got one more question to ask you. If you won the lottery, what would be the first thing you would buy?
Oh my God. Men's Spire.
Josh, if you're watching, make sure you get Baldy a ticket this weekend. Your luck could be in.
He loves you, baby.
So Baldy, finishing off with you. What's your favourite music?
Favourite music is, I have such an eclectic taste. So
one CD, one album, one iPod listening. What would it be?
Jesse Reyes.
Sorry?
Jesse Reyes.
Again?
Jesse
Reyes.
Yeah.
Jesse Reyes. Ah, right, okay. What's your favourite food?
Probably Chinese.
Fucking chili.
No,
Chili.
It's what?
Chilies.
No,
it's Chinese.
Chinese. Gazzy. He's saying chili and back so much. What's your favourite tipple? What do you like to drink?
Spiced rum.
Oh, I like a spiced rum as well. Michael does as well. Michael Damiano. We like spiced rum with Coke.
Oh, see, I like it with ginger.
Nice.
But if I'm out somewhere, I will normally, my first drink will be a pina colada or a strawberry daiquiri.
Strawberry daiquiri. Jamie Oliver's place is fantastic for strawberry daiquiris. It makes the best daiquiri ever. Yeah, it's like ice cold. You get brain freeze because you keep on drinking it. It's unbelievable. Baldy, where's your favourite destination? Where's the favourite place you've been?
Thailand.
Where?
Now?
Thailand. If I showed you the camera, go on. Where?
Where in Thailand?
Oh, well, I'll use my imagination on that one. Who would be your ideal dinner date?
Macy Gray.
Macy Gray.
That's good.
Do you know why?
Do you know I love her? Every time I listen to her,
I love her hair.
Right.
Got absolutely awesome hair.
Yeah, it is Macca. I mean, you know what you're saying about your drink as well, like spiced rum.
If she can't make it, I'll take Lenny Kravitz.
Same kind of rare. One of my favourite drinks is I like creme de menthe with a little bit of Pernod and a Lucasade with a celery stick with some umbrellas in it. It's kind of nice. I got it off Only Fools and Horses years ago. It was beautiful.
So, my first shop, I had a business partner, right, who was a gay fella called Chris. And Chris said, Perno makes your bum sore. And I was like, what? He said, well, come upstairs with me. I'll give you a few Pernos.
So the secrets are coming out, Darren. We're not going to put that in your profile, but this is going to be viewed by about 80,000 people in the next week anyway. So that's great. We're not going to ask how he did make your bum sore, but we'll leave that to people's imaginations. Barbers Arms, everybody who's enjoyed us tonight, all the 70,000 people that watched it last week, you can watch us on the views now on the BBA website, but also on barbersarms.co.uk. You can also follow Gary Machin as the British Barber and Simon Shaw Wahl on our Instagram as well. And you can watch all the podcasts and everything and all the exciting stuff that's coming up on Barbers Arms. In the 13th, 14th week of lockdown, we started this so many weeks ago, but we've had thousands and thousands of views. We're nearly up to 1 million views on this show, which makes it the most watched hairdressing, barbering talk show over lockdown. Here we have Baldy, the lead educator for Andis. His favourite music is Jess Riaz. His favourite food will be Chinese. So he's going to eat in some nice chicken chop suey or some chow mein, listen to a little bit of Jess Riaz. He's going to be sat in Thailand doing that as well. And his ideal dinner date would be Macy Gray. Darren Kenny, we hope you've enjoyed yourself in Barbers Arms tonight. It's been a privilege to have you on, pal. Keep your cooking sketches up because I'm sure you'll get more views on them than when you start doing your cutting stuff. And it's been amazing to have you on, pal. I'll give you a ring in the week and make sure you're okay. But from the SS Master over to Mr. Machin, the birthday boy. But Baldy, see you later, bro.
See you later.
Baldy, you're a legend in your own right, sir. I loved it when we met, and it's been a roller coaster since. We bantered all the way through. You launched on our stage, on the BBA stage.
I did.
We love you, baby.
Thank you for that.
Very good, Al. Let's have it. We'll meet up and have a full drink.
Thanks.
Baldy in the house. Baldy. Gaza. Oh.
Well,
you enjoyed tonight?
Did you enjoy yourself then?
Yeah, fucking hell. I do. But I might have flashbacks to these photographs that keep popping up on the stream. I don't know if I'm going to get flashbacks to that or Baldy getting hurt by drinking Pernod and asking somebody to go to his bedroom. Both stories are going to keep me fucking up all night, probably. But look, yeah.
I think you know when we asked for a funny story, I think that's one that should have kept secret. I think really.
Yeah. Look, there's only two people who should know about that story. That's Baldy and the Pernod perv. So you should keep that to yourself. So there's me and you know now, and 75,000 other people, Baldy. So well done, sunshine. I like it. Keep up the good work, my man. Gaz, been a great week again. Great to see you on your birthday, brother. You've got a beautiful family and a beautiful house, and you deserve everything you get, mate. It's always nice on a Friday night to finish off the week having a beer with you guys. Barbers Arms are going to go from strength to strength. Thank you to everybody that tunes in every week and watches what we do on Barbers Arms. This platform, this show's only going to get bigger and better. We've got lots of things coming up, and I'm sure in the near future you're going to see things like shops popping up and more demonstrations, and me and Gaz tying all that together with a beer in the bar afterwards. So that's all going to be coming up on Barbers Arms. You know the website, which is thebarbersarms.co.uk. Gary Machin, the British Barber, and Simon Shaw Wahl. You can follow us all on those websites and Instagram accounts. To watch the show afterwards and to listen to the podcast. I'll leave the final words to Gaz. We're a couple of weeks away. The 4th of July. The light at the end of the tunnel's getting bigger. Listen, British barbers, British hairdressers, you are the fucking best in the world at it. So when you get back at it, get your prices up. Be better than everybody else. All these fannies are going out there. They're all starting back up. They're all doing it. We've done it right. We've followed Boris. Most of you have done it and you've followed the rules. So you guys deserve everything that's coming up to you. It's going to be harder. few more hours, but you're still going to do it. And I think you're gonna make sure that from probably 4th of July till you finish on New Year's Eve at end of 2020, you're going to earn lots of money. So I wish you all the best, and I look forward to seeing you next Friday. I'll hand you over to the birthday boy for the final word on Barbers Arms.
Thank you, sir. And you made it so special yesterday when you turned up at our house. I can't believe it. Just tell everybody, this fella, absolutely salt of the earth. He phoned me. I was working at work, and he says, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm at work." He goes, "What, still?" I goes, "Yeah." He says, "I'm on the A50 or A500 or something." I goes, "That's about 10 miles away from me. What are you doing there?" He says, "I'm on the way to your house." I goes, "I'll be 10 minutes. So when he actually got here, he was in the garden. He had a cuppa, I had a pint. Best birthday ever, mate, honestly. Love you, love you, love you. Can't say enough about you because you are the man. Just to finish, everybody, everything that Simon said, we need to just get there. Don't falter. Do not falter. All these idiots that are cutting, it'll come back. It'll come back and bite them in the arse, hopefully. But I can honestly say we're going to be here every week for you. We're going to do it. All the people that we haven't actually give a shout out for tonight, you're there in our hearts. We love you. We're going to make a new list because, you know, our faves, but we've got people that covers with us every single day. Can I just say next week we've got some fantastic guests. We've got Evelyn Charles and Lena, who's the ultimate in North America. Everybody knows her. She's got such a reputation, unbelievable. BBA have worked with her as well, but you just Google her. She's unbelievable. And we've got the Mr. Mark Gay, who's in Mulanga, Notorious Barbers in Ireland. He's going to be our ultimate UK guest as well. Fantastic. We're glad to have him on. Love you all. To you, sir, I love you. Everybody, we'll see you.
Night, everybody. Have a good weekend. See you later. Good night.